All right, our next inductee into the CU Athletics Hall of Honor is Eric McCarty, football 1983 to 1987. Now, Eric's got kind of an interesting story when you think about the time period in which he was heading over from Boulder High to CU. He had Buffs fans holding their breath back in February of 1983. But the top recruit in the state of Colorado did sign a few days after National Letter of Intent Signing Day, giving Bill McCartney his first of many National Prep Stars. I wonder why the indecision there, Doc. What was going on? He did the opposite of Jim Hansen, by the way, moving from fullback on offense to linebacker on defense, where he was a first-team All-Big 8 performer as a senior, when he was also a finalist for the Rhodes Scholarship. He earned his MD with honors from CU School of Medicine in 1993, did his internship and residency at Vanderbilt, where he was reunited with Rick George and CU assistant coach Jerry DiNardo, but was always had his eye on returning to his native Colorado, which he did after 1 year in New York City. He's now in his 19th year working with the athletic department and heading the sports medicine arena. He's operated on numerous CU athletes and a good many of the staff in his time here. And that's where you get most of your business from, isn't it? Athletic department. And most recently, as one of the team docs for the Colorado Avalanche, he hosted a dinner for the team's medical staff with, yes, the Stanley Cup. I'm sure we can hear many stories about him and the cup and what he did with it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's now a Hall of Famer, Dr. Eric McCarty.
You know, Mark, thank you. And I want to congratulate all those that are being inducted tonight. And Jim Hansen, congratulations. What an honor to be inducted with you in this Hall of Honor. And sweet Peggy, we certainly love you, Peggy Copham, and your sister Betty. Love you.
Well, we are here tonight for a reason, right? In fact, each of us getting honored tonight came to the University of Colorado for a reason. We each have a story and a path of what we did before CU, what we did while we're at CU, and what we did after we graduated. These paths are unique and woven together to make such a unique fabric that makes the greatness of the University of Colorado Athletic Department. My path is guided by my faith in Jesus, as it says in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. So as I reflect upon this induction into the CU Hall of Honor, for which I am very humbly and deeply honored, I realize it's not about me, but just as Jim Hansen said, it's about those who have helped me along this path. And I'd like to honor them as I share my story. My path to CU started as a kid growing up in Boulder. Our house was nestled on the hillside between Mackey Auditorium and Boulder Creek. And my earliest memories of CU were listening to the football games and the roar from the stadium that resonated all the way to the stadium to my house. And then seeing Charlie Davis in the early 70s and the Buffs literally run over other teams in the Big Eight. I attended Lincoln Elementary, which is now in Naropa on Arapahoe Avenue. And our playground abutted the chain link fence of the practice fields. I would stand at the fence for hours and watch these huge guys in the black and gold practice. Saturdays in the fall for me and my family were all about CU football. And after the games, I would stand on that ramp and wait for a chin strap, wait for a wristband. Please, could I have one? I dreamed of the day that I would be playing football at Folsom Field. And little did I know that I would spend almost a lifetime Saturday afternoons in the fall at Folsom. As it became time for college, the allure of USC and Michigan and Stanford were really enticing. Yet it was through the efforts of Bill McCartney and his staff that convinced me and Max, first recruits, to stay. In a story that has been told before, yet hopefully not forgotten, is how Coach Mack told in-state recruits from Colorado not to commit until you came to visit CU.
And what was really unique about that was he asked us to come to the last weekend in February before the signing date, which you can't do nowadays because everybody commits so early. But we all came together. It was something that we can never forget, because what happened as we came together, we forged a friendship, and we made a pact to bring CU football back to prominence. And we're so thankful to Mac for that opportunity. And that class of 1983 includes many of the guys that are here. And I want to just recognize those guys: Lance Carl, Tom Gebhardt, Barry Helton, Kurt Koch, Joe McCrary, Sam Smith were able to make it tonight, but there was about 20 of us. So yeah, that was a big deal. So Mac had a unique way of touching each of us very individually, yet motivating us as a team to greatness. We endured that 1-10 season in 1984, and despite a 7-win season in 1985, we started off 1986 0-4. Yet we never wavered. Mac had us believing. We beat Missouri, then we beat Iowa State, and we were 2-4. Yet, we were up against our biggest test, against the team that we had not beaten in 19 years, against the number 3 team in the country, the hated Red from Lincoln. So that victory that day was a turning point for Colorado football. And I want all those that were involved in that victory to stand up, please, because what a great day that was. So please, Remington, Smith, all you guys, whoever was there, that was a big deal. So it is these guys, and also the guys that came after me in '87, that were my teammates. And they made this portion of my path at CU so special. It was a unique bond, a time of going through adversity, through the fire, and then coming out on top. And it was a time that was so wonderful. Now, there's not mentioned before, but here tonight, Remington, Thistle, Quackenbush, Smith, Garton, Bowman, Yago, Leuenberg, and Smith. It was just such a great time. So I thank you guys. I thank you for being great teammates and for such a unique relationship and great friendships. Also, other special people in the path at CU were the position coaches. Gary Barnett, you came in here from Fort Lewis. You were my running backs coach. And Lou Tepper as my linebackers coach. And then Bill Marole, Dave Platty, Joe Romig, Dave Burton, Pasta J, and then later, Brian Cabral, Dick Tharp, Mark Johnson, Richard Rocco, such great friends, and countless number of others. So my senior year, the season didn't go our way. That's how the past goes sometime, right? We were 7-4 my senior year, and we did not go to a bowl game in 1987. And I was very disappointed, having had gone to bowl games the past 2 years. However, I did get invited to the Blue-Gray All-Star game in Montgomery, Alabama. The first night there, I met this really cute, blonde, Southern gal with a funny accent. And as it turned out, this gal would later become my wife. I'm so thankful for how God made the good out of the disappointment of that season and put me on a path that I could never have imagined. I thank my dear wife, Miriam, for her enduring friendship, her eternal love, keeping me grounded, giving me balance. Her support has allowed me to pursue my career as a sports medicine physician, orthopedic surgeon, and academic professor. And we've been so blessed with 4 wonderful children that after her, these are the love of my life: Madeline, Cleveland, his wife Alex, Shannon, who couldn't make it, and Torrance. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you. And just a few more thanks. My ability to provide excellent care to thousands of patients every year is because I got a great team that I work with. And those are here tonight. Jenny Reed, Ashley Chrisman, McKenna Peterson. Thank you, guys. And Rick George, man, you are the man. Thank you for all that you do. Man, we are so lucky at the University of Colorado to have you, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes. And Kimberly Orr, you work tirelessly. I know that because I talk to you often. You're like running everywhere. So thank you for putting this on and doing this for us. This is really special. We are lucky to have you as well. I have several siblings here tonight: Conrad, Chance, Somerset. And I want to thank them for being such great brothers. They've been great support and love throughout all the years, and thank you guys for being here. And I remember and thank my wonderful parents that have passed, Cleve and Jackie. They absolutely love the Buffs. They raise a family of Buffs and provide us with direction and love and drive for what we do today. And lastly, so thankful for my faith in Jesus Christ and the path that God has laid out for me. The way that path is connected with so many of you in here, it's been so great, and that path we're sharing this evening is so wonderful. So thank you, CU. Thank everybody here. Go Buffs. God bless.